Hello students, towards the end of the first video, we started the topic partition and I showed you two videos related to the topic. The first video was the poem of Faiz Ahmed Faiz and the second one was the poem of Amrita Pritam. Let us move with the topic partition from where we ended in the last video. To start today's video, once again the topic partition, displacement and rehabilitation is on your screen. So, with the help of the two videos, that means two poems, you could understand that Indian independence came with the bloody and tragic partition of the country. And two nation states came into existence, that means India and Pakistan. It inflicted great pains on people on both sides that are still inexplicable and unforgettable. But the partition is a harsh reality. We have to accept this. Partition of India was the consequence of the two nation theory. As you can see on your screen, point number 3. That was first talked about around 1937 and later emphasized vehemently by the Muslim League after 1940. Rather, it passed a resolution for Pakistan at its Lahore session in 1940. According to the two-nation theory, India largely consisted of not one but two communities, that means Hindus and Muslims. Thus, the British India was divided into two states. On the basis of this theory, the Muslim League demanded a separate country for Muslims. Though the Indian National Congress and its top leaders, including Gandhiji, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, a few to name, strongly opposed this theory. But under the circumstances prevailing in the country and unsurmountable difficulties India had been facing after independence, the partition became a reality and Pakistan was born. Let us move to our next topic, that is the process of partition. This topic is divided into some points and I will read out all the points to you. So listen to me carefully. To remember some of the matters I have already discussed in the previous topic, partition, displacement and rehabilitation. So don't get confused. Here starts the process of partition, the new topic. Point number 1. It was decided that India would be divided into two countries, that means India and Pakistan. Second point, it was decided to follow the principle of religious majorities. Point number 3 explains what does point number 2 mean. It means that areas where the Muslims were in majority would make up the territory of Pakistan. The rest was to stay with India. Point number 4. In this way, there were two areas, one in the west and the second one in the east. And there was no way these two parts could be joined. Point number 5. So it was decided that the new country, Pakistan, will comprise two territories. West part was called Western Pakistan and the east part was called Eastern Pakistan. And these two parts were separated by a long expanse of Indian territory. Clear? Point number 6. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. I have given more names during the discussion on partition. Here one name is given, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, known as Frontier Gandhi, opposed to the two-nation theory. Point number 7. The other problem was that two of the Muslim majority provinces of British India, Punjab and Bengal, had very large areas where the non-Muslims were in majority. So it was decided, that is point number 8, that these two provinces would be splitted according to the religious majority at the district level. Clear? Point number 9. A large number of people did not know on the day of independence whether they were in India or in Pakistan, because everything was decided in the closed door meeting and common people did not know much about the partition or the process of partition. So point number 9. Large number of people did not know on the day of independence where they were in India or in Pakistan. Point number 10. The partition of these two provinces caused the biggest tragedy of partition. I have given you two videos, visuals, that could help you understand the tragedy and the bloodiness of the partition. Point number 11. The other difficulty of the problems of partition is that of minorities on both sides of the border. Lakhs of Hindus and Sikhs in the areas that were now in Pakistan and an equally large number of Muslims on the Indian side of Punjab and Bengal found themselves trapped in this so-called political partition. And they were facing problems and difficulties. In fact, they were punished for no fault of theirs. Point number 12. They were to discover that they were undesirable aliens in their own home, in the land where they and their ancestors had lived for centuries. Point number 3. As soon as it became clear that the country was going to be partitioned, very soon the violence went out of control. The minorities on both sides of the border were left with no option except to leave their homes, often at a few hours' notice. That was the tragedy partition caused to the people on both sides, my dear students. Anyways, I hope you must have understood the process of partition and partition itself. Clear? Let's move to the next topic. Next topic is consequences of partition. Let us see the consequences of partition. Point number 1 under the topic is the year 1947 was the largest year that was unplanned and tragic. Number 2, there were killings and atrocities on both sides of the border. Point number 3, they traveled to the other side of the new border by all sorts of means, often by foot. Even during this journey, they were often attacked, killed, or raped. Point number 4, in many cases, women were killed by their own family members to preserve the family honor. Point number 5, the employees of the government and the railways were also divided. Royal Army, Navy, everything was divided. Let me tell you. Point number 6, it is estimated that the partition forced about 80 lakh people to migrate across the new border. Between 5 to 10 lakh people were killed in partition-related violence. So, these were the consequences of partition. In fact, if we think, we can classify the consequences of partition in two groups. The first one, immediate effect of partition. And the second one is long-term effects of partition. That is on your screen. Long-term effects of partition were on your screen. What was the immediate effect of partition? My dear students, immediate effect of partition was the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi on 30th of January 1948 in New Delhi. So don't forget that. I hope you must have understood this topic clearly. So, we can say that the consequences of the partition of India and Pakistan were very severe. Lakhs of people were forced to leave their land and villages to escape terror, violence, and death. Lakhs of people, irrespective of their religion, lost their lives due to the violence that followed. These were the consequences of partition. I hope with the help of these topics of partition, you must have understood all the important aspects of the partition of India. Two visuals are also included in this video, references of which are given on page 10 and page 11 respectively of your textbook. It will help you to imagine the circumstances of partition.
Pilgrim of peace arrived in Navkhari to venture in faith. In the midst of the thick palm grove, Gandhi pitched his camp and buried himself in the devastated area to purge the hearts of the people of peace. The sting of death still hung over the country. Gandhi set out on his big plan and talked to the downhearted on trial. Emphasizing the need for complete religious toleration, he maintained, in every province, everyone is an Indian, be he a Hindu, a Muslim, or of any other faith. He expected the majority to constitute itself into the guardian of the minority. In Gandhi's presence, fear fled, and the hold of fanatical terror loosened. People flocked to him for advice and comfort. He was happy to see the dead souls return to life, and this was reward enough for his mission.